Before we start, I want to say this. If you're a beauty professional or service-based business owner who's doing all the right things, but still feels like your income depends on how much you physically show up and how many hours you can squeeze into your schedule, I built my new program for you. Limitless is for the woman who wants to earn more without adding more hours, who needs clearer strategy and the energy and identity shifts that actually move the needle in your business. It is a space where you're not doing this alone and where you can ask me questions anytime. I work super closely with you inside this container alongside a like-minded community of business owners who are serious about their growth as well, but also about life. So if you're ready to grow and want support doing it properly, book a call with me. The link is in the show notes for you. Now let's get into today's episode. Welcome to the Beauty Build podcast with me, Zara King. As a coach for beauty pros, it is my mission to help you earn more, work less, and create an unstoppable mindset. This is the show where we explore all of that. So whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting your beauty business, this podcast is for you. So sit back, relax, and join us on the journey. And for more, get yourself inside my private community, The Beauty Build on Facebook. Hello, you gorgeous beauty pro you, and welcome back to another episode. Welcome if you're new here. I am Zara King. I am a beauty, business and mindset coach. If you've been here for a long time, you will know that we get deep into everything that you need to build a beautiful beauty business and also everything that is required of you to build that business in alignment to your life. I am all about alignment, all about having a little bit of freedom in your life, as well as running a gorgeous business. I am a mum of 3, so I definitely know what it feels like to have that bit of balance alongside being a busy business owner as well. And I've been in business for 14 years, so it is a long slog that I've put in, and now I'm able to help you guys to do the same. And today's episode is really for you if you are being consistent with what you're putting out into the world, if you're being consistent with your marketing, and you're really actually bloody good at what you do as well. You know, most of the people that come into my world are very good at what they do, and they need help with refinement, they need direction, they need a bit more clarity, they need some business strategy, they need real clear direction on where they're actually going and how to get there. So today's episode is for you if you're feeling like you're good at what you do and you're consistent but you're not getting the results. You feel like maybe there's not enough bookings coming in, or maybe you want to move into a different arena inside the beauty industry and you're not really sure how, because you're doing what you think you should be doing but you're not really getting the best results or the results that you thought you should be getting for all of the effort that you're putting in. This is for you. And the first thing I really want to say, like before I get into the real nuts and bolts of the episode, is that you probably think it's like a content problem that you've got, or you probably keep thinking, when I get more following, I will be able to reach the goal that I'm headed towards, or when I, can take this Instagram course is going to change my life, or all these things. Most people get caught up in this shiny world that we live in, shiny object syndrome, all of these things going on social media, and we get caught up in that and we compare ourselves to other people and we think that it's just going to change everything when we have a different level of content. And I just think, put that idea in the bin, because on the flip side of that, I can bet you that you've seen people that don't have great content but still have a really good thriving business, because actually I know that that's the world that we live in these days, but it's not the be all and end all. And yes, it's important, and yes, visibility is really important, but there's a particular thing that is more important, right? And that is positioning. And you'll have realized that posting and selling as well, like using the right copywriting and actually selling to people enough, which again is a different topic of conversation because not many beauty pros are actually selling properly or enough. But when you're doing that and you are doing it consistently and you're posting consistently and you can still not see results, there's a missing piece. And 9 times out of 10, that missing piece is actually the positioning of the business and your personal brand. And just to give you an idea, I mean, if you're thinking, well, what on earth are you talking about? What is positioning? I just want you to know, first and foremost, it's not your logo. It's not your aesthetic. It's not how your grid looks. Okay, what it is it's how people feel when they come across you and your position in the market, your place in the market. So it's all about things like what you stand for as a person and as a business. And it's all about calling in the people that want to get on board with that and be part of that and be part of the movement as such, you know. So what I see is that most people's positioning is what is unclear, and they're blending in with everyone else. So, you know, this market that we live in is actually so saturated. Not that we live in, that we work in. It is so saturated. There are people doing different treatments on every corner. There are so many of us in this industry, which is great. It means that there's a big market for it, right? It means that there's a lot of people that want what we have. But it also means that if you don't stand for something and if you don't own your place in this market, you are going to unfortunately blend in. And say you're blending in and you're putting out posts because, not even just posts, even if you've got a website, right? I do want to make this very clear. Even if you're doing leaflets, even if you're doing traditional marketing, if you're using a website, wherever you put yourself, you can be blending in quite easily. And you'll know that you're blending in if you're not getting better results. You'll know that you're blending in if people are asking you for a price and then walking away, if they're ghosting you, if they're saying, oh, I need to, you know, think about it before I book, right? You know that there's a missing piece there because you're clearly not the only option. And we want you to be the only option. And the thing that makes you that is your positioning and the way you make people feel when they come across you as a business owner, as a brand. So I want to tell you about 3 shifts that I personally have made and that I take my clients through. And then, you know, you guys can actually take something from this and start to implement this. You know, when we work together, this is what we get deep with. But I want to give you starting points. I want to give you places to begin and say, I get it and I can start here. You know, so the first thing is stop being like everybody else. You know, claim your place in the market. What is it that you stand for? Right? I actually created a mission. I created this big vision that I had and this mission that involved me and my clients and the wider world. And that was the first step to owning a place in the market. Okay, so that's the first thing. And I think I encourage you massively to do it and have a good think about it. And if you don't understand fully, at least you've got a starting point. And if you want to work together, let's work together and we can do that. And we can get deeper on that. But that's the first thing. The second thing that you should know about is people pleasing. You've heard me say this before if you've been around for a little while. We need to stop people pleasing in this industry. And I know that it's really, really hard because we're in a personal care industry, which means that we automatically want people to be happy with us. Everyone does anyway, don't we? It's like a human instinct. We want people to be happy with us. But because we're in personal care and because it's these type of like personal treatments and services that we offer, it just gets heightened. And we really want these people to like us. And so but it gets watered down in through our services and through our business and through our content and everything. So the second thing is to stop people pleasing in the stuff that you put out as well, and start being a bit more polarizing. Start standing for something. Start being a bit spicy. Start being, you know, stand by whatever it is that you want people to know about you as a business and how you can get results for people. You have to be all right with going, some people aren't going to agree with that. You have to be all right with people kind of like misunderstanding what you mean sometimes. It's like the saying where they say, it's kind of different actually, but similar. You know, when they say humiliation is the sort of price of entry into business. Because, you know, it's like polarizing people and being a little bit judged or humiliated. Those things, all these things are part and parcel of being in business and having to attract a certain person and having to attract an ideal client. And that is your main job. Like, marketing and selling to the right person is your main job. You might think it's carrying out your services, great, but it's actually not. Yes, we need to be good at what we do. Yes, we need to deliver results. Yes, our business is based on a database of happy returning clients. But actually, the main job role day to day that you need to be doing is selling to the right person. And that starts with your positioning. So we need to stop people pleasing. We need to start being okay with polarizing people. We need to start being okay with writing our copywriting to only attract the certain person. And that means leading with the stuff they need. It means leading with their pain points. And when you start doing that, you do start thinking, well, what if they don't have that pain point? But they do. Like, there are people out there that have the pain point that you solve for them. And so this is what we work together on a deeper level to figure out where really is your positioning. What is it that you really want to say? How can you be clearer, stronger? How can you show up in a way where the messaging really is strong and it does come through? So that's the second thing, is stop people pleasing. And the third thing is actually raising your standards. I must admit, and I talk about this a lot, when I raised my standards in my beauty business back in the day, that started out in 2011, by the way, when I raised my standards, when I upped my prices, when I put policies in place, when I took deposits, when I did all of this and actually raised my personal standards and business standards, everything changed. And I can put my hand on my heart and swear to you, everything changed. I can't stress enough. I actually cannot stress enough how important this one is. And it actually is a massive part of your positioning in your business. And it does have a huge amount to do with whether or not people choose you and whether or not you will be the only option and whether or not you're going to be respected by the right people. But when you do it, and when I did it particularly, and when my clients do it, what everybody realizes is that the client meets you at that higher level. So you stop attracting people that, want something for nothing, or haggle on price, or, mess around, don't turn up, don't pay fees, don't do whatever. You attract the right people, and clients will meet you at that fresh standard, at that higher level. And that's why it feels scary at first, because you think, well, I'm not going to attract everyone. But this isn't about attraction marketing. This episode isn't fully about, how you speak to the right person. This is just about raising the standards and positioning yourself in the market properly. Are you going to be a business that has lower standards and the sort of positioning in the market? If you imagine it on a sort of hierarchy, are you going to be at the bottom? Are you going to be in the middle? Are you going to be at the top? What does that look like for you? I want you to really think about that. Because when you just blend in, when you just decide, I'm just going to talk about the service that I offer, and that type of positioning where I'm just talking to everybody and it's very standard, you're putting yourself in the boat with way more of the competition. So that's very difficult to stand out in. And it doesn't do enough, and it takes longer to get busy, and it takes longer to get that feeling of success. It takes longer to earn more money. It does take longer to create a business that gives you more freedom as well. So I really want you to think about that. And right now it's January, right? It's January. So you are either completely head over heels on top of the world, happy with the fact that you've just done all of your goal setting, you know what you're focusing on, and you're currently working out your plans on how to smash it, and you're loving life. Or it's January and you're literally just surviving. Like, you're like, oh my God, the algorithm still hates me. How am I keeping my head above water? I've just been off for Christmas for a week and now I'm trying to get back into the swing of things. So if you're in that second camp, you do need clarity. And whether you do that with me, someone else, or yourself, what I want you to do is be able to get that clarity ASAP, because you need to begin to be sharper, clearer, more focused. Your community needs to feel that you stand for something. Your business needs to have weight. Your business needs to claim its position. You need to be a bit louder. It doesn't mean being harder, by the way. Louder doesn't mean that. And it doesn't mean shouting. And it just means to be, this is it. It needs to be so clear that it feels loud, right? It can still be soft, but does that make sense? I hope it does. I want you to be like a premium option, obviously, of course I do, because I just think my mission is to help so many women in the world go out there and earn way more money, because we are at a disadvantage. Okay, I want more women to go out there and make waves in the world, not just the industry either, to be fair, in the world. I do want to raise this industry because of the level of disrespect it receives at times, but I do also want women out there to start being able to create something substantial for themselves, because it's so possible. That is what I want. And if you want to be the premium person, the obvious choice for your clients, and in fact the only choice for your people, then your positioning is literally what is going to get you to that level. And when you get to that level, you then feel like you can ramp your business up, you can ramp your business down a little bit. And this is why inside Limitless, this is what we do first, because so many people come into my world thinking, shit, I've been missing this piece. You know, I'm good at what I do, I've got some clients, but I'm missing something. So this is why we do this first, because we need to refine the message. We need to completely recalibrate your energy so that you are building from a place of how you want to carry on. There's no point building goals and starting out and building a business and making decisions from a lower level energy. There's really no point. I'd much rather you sit down and think about how you want the year to feel and get into that energy, and then look at your positioning and then build. And so we do that. And so that we're rebuilding the way that you see yourself, we're rebuilding the way that you see your business, and then in turn, obviously you rebuild how others are going to see you as well when you show up online and when you show up in any marketing that you do. So if the positioning is something that you need to get deep on, we can do that. The links are all in the description. I'm more than happy to jump on a call for free with anyone to go through how it looks to work together. But what I want you to know before we finish up is that the importance of this is huge, because it's 2026. Like, buyers or consumers are so much more conscious of being sold to, and they have so much choice as well. Like, unfortunately, I wish they didn't, but they do. They can go online. Everyone is online. They can search for places near them, and you really want to be top of mind. You want to stand out for something. So to do that and to be chosen for something other than just price, like who's the cheapest or who looks good but still not too much, we don't want that. We want to actually tap into the client, the emotional needs of the client, and positioning really does that. The messaging and the positioning needs to be able to do that, and therefore you cut through all the rest. You cut through the noise, as everybody says. You are different, you do stand out, and they connect with that. And you know, you build the trust around it as well. That's another topic. And then they pick you. And not only that, because you're doing this in such a way where your position in the market, your brand, like, it holds some weight to it. It's like a movement that people want to join. And then you get these clients and they love you and they stick with you and they stay with you forever, right? If you talk to them properly and if your position and messaging holds that. So I'll leave you there. That is what I really want you to know this week. And you know, you can reach out and message me if you need anything. If you want to chat about Limitless, definitely grab a call on the link in the description. And if you've loved this episode, please do take a screenshot and pop it on your stories and tag me. But the one favour I would love for you to do for me is actually leave a review, because this podcast is in so many countries. It gets listened to so much, and I love it. And I love hearing your messages that come through about it. There's so many, and it's not reflected in the reviews, and it baffles me. So please do, if you have enjoyed this episode or other episodes, please leave a review. I'd love it if it was 5 stars, obviously. And if there's anything else you want me to cover in any other episodes, then send us a text. There's the option to send us a text now, which is at the top of every single episode. So yeah, I look forward to hearing from you, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed today's episode and gained valuable insights that will help you in your beauty business and life. If you did, please take a screenshot and tag me in your stories. If you've got any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out to me on any of my socials. The links are always in the descriptions. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave us a review. Your feedback helps us improve and bring you more and more great content. Until next time, keep building that business.